votes, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Carayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, Councilor William. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, rules are now suspended.
Comprehensive High School. Press Australia, can you please introduce your group?
Good afternoon po. I am John Australia, part of the ED production team. I am the screenwriter of the film, and with me is our director and the rest of the team. So I believe siya ang palaila sa mga director.
Good afternoon, everyone. So we are the AD production film. We are the crew behind the award-winning film, Di Ilalim, Di Ilalum. So I would like to present our film, Di Ilalim, Di Ilalum unveils the raw reality of a family in Bingkungan, Tagum City, whose home clings to the riverbank. Their survival depends on the uncertain bounty of shellfish and crabs. And despite their struggles, sacrifice, and unending hardship, their story echoes the cry of resilience as the river tests them but never takes them under. So I am the director of the film, Nicole Reyes, and here with me is John Australia, the screenwriter, our cinematographer, Lance Paul Biduya, Karil Nicolas, our editor, and our sound producers, John Ruich Guillerin and Matt Galvicos. So our film just recently had an award sa Sinag Manila po, Best Documentary Student category. So out of 66 who have submitted films throughout our nationwide po, we are the top 6 finalists and the Best Documentary po among the 6.
Any questions from the members? Councilor William?
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. To the crew of the AD production, first off, I would like to congratulate each and every one of you for representing the city of Tagum. Labaw na ang Tagumen Youth. Palakpakin yung kaugalingon, kids, no? I am really proud nga naabot yun mo sa Maynila and nakamugyod ang nakadaog sa Best Documentary Student category. So, my question is, kinilang, isa lang yun ka question. What did you realize during the filmmaking process and kanang, how did the lives of those living in Bingkungan affected you as a Tagumen youth? Direct. Go direct.
Again po.
Kini na lang. During the filmmaking process, how did the lives of those people living in Bingkungan affected you and your lives as Tagumen youth?
So as Tagumanios po, especially we are part of the youth po, youth organization. So when we conducted our shooting po there, kanang makita jud po namo kung unsa kalisod family po namo cast po sila Kuya Vincent. So nakita namo kung unsa lang pag-rely sa river lang po, is wala sila makuha pa dayon gapon sila ay mga times na kanang wala sila makaon. Actually po during our shoot na po yung mga times nga pagkuha ni Kuya Vincent, our main task po, wala siya makuha ng mga crabs or kasagba tawag sa ilahan po. So if wala sila makuha, wala sila makaon po. So as Tagumenyo po, makita na mo kung unsa ka importante po ang livelihood nila dito.
Maybe my colleagues have question?
Yes, Councilor Aala, then Councilor
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I would just like to ask you, how do you come up with that kind of concept sa inyong short film? Anyone of you? How do you come up with that kind of documentary short film concept ninyo ang kanang nag-come up sa inyo?
Ayan, so for our film po, pipili na mo ang documentary since it is a day in the life of stories or ang mga yung feature out of this ang family dito sa Bingkungan, pipili na mo siya, and it's because gusto na mo po na ipakita ang ilang story as kung tayo unsa ang ilang mga panginabuhian dito kung unsa yung mga wala nakita sa kadaghanan unsa naa dito, and documentary is para sa mga dali lang po siya pero challenging siya kaya it's because nagasunod-sunod lang ni sa ilang pag-shoot ni din wala script na may tabo, it's because pinasunod-sunod na mo sila ito sila o na libera na, then ang challenge din po sa amin is yung cameraman namin mo nakalisod sa mga nagsakay po niyo yung bangka which is nga nakahawman magana na o ganang boat, and nabagak yun siya with the camera, and grateful po din kay kabalo siya mo lang so nasave lang ang camera, so nagubaan po din doon ang laptop, ayan po, so grabe good ang struggle ato, but then with our dedication yun yung mahuman po siya natin yung mapasa na po siya so
Councilor Ong.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Pangutaan na lang, asa pwede makitaan ang inyong film para ma-appreciate po sa mga Tagumenyos?
Actually po, wala po na mo na public ang amuang film po since nagahon-ahon na po may na ipasa pa sa line of film festival po, like if na po yung opportunity, pwede po naman siya mapasa sa international po since if i-public na po na mo, bawal na po siya ipasa sa mga film festival, pero we can send link po na private lang.
Ay, ayaw lang kayo. Basi malik. Oh. Basi malik. Oo, so sige, at least we understand. So hopefully maabot yun na sa international film festivals inyo.
actually po sir, taga na siya opportunity po, pero as a student po, so even if gusto na mo siya ipasa in international or different festivals, actually kami po nag-check yung mga pages about sa atong Mamas film ito. Ayan, so sa Manila gapon siya, so for our budget is hindi naman namin na sige next time na lang o nagpa-record pa, wala pa naging basan sinag Maynila, so next na lang na siya ito, so tagan din dapat siya ma-reach na lang po.
Thank you, that's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Question ay tagabi naman sa inyo. Wala. So, yung saan mo pagkabalo about sa story dito na worthwhile siya?
So, among gibuhat po is nag-scouting ni sa city. Nangita mi ka ng most na pwede na mo siya imo nga angle na makaingon mi na dapat ni makitaan sa tibok Tagum, hindi lang sa Tagum, but sa tanang tao din kung sa lang sa ganito din. Naabot na dito
Kasi part siya sa inyong project. Or wala na?
kind of po. Kay we as a media student po from Arts and Design track sa Tagum Complex, connected yun siya sa among field, which is me with our advisor, Sir Otniel na sa Bicol. So siya ang nag-guide sa mga kumuha nila.
Pero din siya school project.
So ang kaning film po, product siya sa Earth Fest, which is nag-drive na itong workshop sa City Tourism, and nahin na sa mga amo itong i-shoot o balik itong among film na nahimo dito, but then ingon sa ila, pwede ba sa documentary na lang kami, kasi yung nagawa namin na film doon is short film, which is dili na mo siya gusto ipadayon kung namot lang kung sa'yo na, but then ang nag-lead sa mo is a documentary. That's why nagyot siguro siya leading ma'am sa documentary din.
So, napay pangutangan.
Congratulations ha. We're very happy nga kalang mga ginabuhat nato diri sa city na lahi-lahi ng mga trainings and seminars nagbunga siya na naa jud tay mga participants na wala ning give up kundi ning padayon jud, and we hope like katong gi-mention pag question sa iyo ni Councilor Uloy na katong we hope jud na napay maapila ng mga lahi-lahi na contest. My question lang is, aside sa kanang plan ninyo na mag-appeal pa og lahi ng mga film fest, napamoy unsay yung sunod na plano, klase nga movies or any plans, especially since you are students pa pod, right? So since karon with all the what is happening now, especially with the film process, the things you went through, mas nainganyo ba mo na ipadayon ni siya nga career track, and unsa po yung mga nahuna-hunaan, documentary ba gihapon or unsa pa?
ma'am.
Thank you.
Actually po, naga-istorya nami about sa amo ang next nga step kung unsa mong kaon. So daghan og opportunity nga short film na ay dagko kanang mga awards, but then ang amo ang kuan man gud na in love nami sa documentary, ma'am, since it's our first time except sa kay Lance, our cinematographer. So na in love mi sa documentary because nadala mi niya sa mga unexpected nga mga lugar, and then dili man gyapon mag-close ang amo ang door sa documentary lang, but if papilion may documentary gud mo.
Actually po, we are planning to make another documentary film po, and we want po nga ang mga indigenous people na po among i-target po. And then, po, if gusto niyo po na makita ang film po namin na Di Lalim Di Lalo po, we can present it here po if allowed po.
Wala may video. Wala lang
Public
video.
man good ang video diri, makita siya sa public.
Send ang sa kuan.
Or i-recess na. Pila ka minutes man?
17 minutes po.
After ba sa inyong documentary, vlogging ninyo, picturing ninyo?
Maybe we can have a film showing with the kaubalan na mo na City Hall employees in one of the diha ba sa atrium or mga
Pwede lang po.
So, ma'am, sa kasi magkukuha ang link yun.
Pwede lang po siya i-show, basta dili lang po siya online. Yes po.
Tapos bakit may mag-record manggod mo?
Nga ganay mag-record.
no cellphones allowed.
Kung inon po mig after the session, dugay pa manggod mahuman ang session.
What time po ba maman yung session?
Dugay
Dili
pa
pa
sa mga
sure.
4,
Not definite.
17 minutes man. Sige na lang. Sige na lang, mangita
Yes
na
po,
natag tayo.
mag-wait po kami. Okay lang.
Pwede. Unsa man unsa mo niya, muhulat mo. Sige. So after the session.
Sige po.
Sige, thank you.
Ang willing lang.
Ha? Ang gusto lang. Okay, so you mentioned also na ang IPs, we have our Indigenous Peoples Mandatory Representative here, Dato Eric Perez. Dato kaway-kaway.
Kaway.
Ni dato na maayo.
Sige. Okay, so some more questions from the members. Wala na. So there being none. So thank you so much for your time. Congratulations sa inyo ha, no? Very young and yet abot na mo dito nakadrawat na mo award. Yung first time ba ninyo nagbuhat og documentary? O, diba? So first time. Unsa na lang kayo ang second, ang third time ninyo mas kuan na. So congratulations also sa inyong teacher, sir. Okay, with this, the chair declares for a few minutes recess para magpa-picture ta.
sorry. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move to restore the standing IRP.
Moved by Councilor Leon, seconded by Councilor Catayas. And is there any objection? There being none, therefore rules are now restored. Okay, so let us now proceed to the reading and referral of proposed measures.
Madam President, for all measures in first reading under letters and communications. Number 1, letter dated April 13, coming from Honorable Roan Angela Girillion, as chairperson of Barangay Magupo South. This pertains to the Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Magupo South, appropriating the sum of 222,653 pesos and 49 centavos only.
Item number 1 is referred to the Committee on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, and Barangay Affairs.
Item number 2, letter dated April 13 from Honorable Teresita S. Agatep, Punong Barangay Pagsabangan, pertaining to supplemental budget number 1 for 2026 of Barangay Pagsabangan, appropriating the sum of 466,637 pesos and 14 centavos only.
Item number 2 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance, Budget, and Appropriations.
Number 3, letter dated April 14, coming from Honorable Randy A. Laguna, the Punong Barangay of Magupo South, pertaining to the Barangay Ordinances of Magupo South, to wit, letter A, Barangay Ordinance number 28, Series of 2025, an ordinance establishing the Barangay Community Garden in support of Halinat Magtanim ng Prutas at Gulay or HAPAG program of the Department of the Interior and Local Government in Barangay Magupo South, Tagum City, for the purpose of promoting food security, environmental sustainability, and community participation, appropriating funds thereof.
Item number 3A is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Agriculture and Food, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
And letter B, Barangay Ordinance number 29, Series of 2025, an ordinance institutionalizing the Barangay Aid to Purok program to provide financial assistance for various needs, requirements, and activities of the Purok.
Item 3B is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs, Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Item number 4, letter dated April 14, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the Department of Health, Davao Center for Health Development, Region 11, and the City Government of Tagum for the implementation of the Integrated Clinic Information System.
Item number 4 is referred to the Committee on Health, Science and Technology, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 5, letter dated April 8, coming from the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy, pertaining to a draft resolution commending the recipients of the Brilliog Awards for their outstanding contributions to environmental protection, sustainability, and community development in Tagum City.
Item number 5 is referred to the Committee on Environmental Protection and Ecology.
Number 6, a letter dated April 13, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to Barangay Resolution number 24, Series of 2026, entitled, an ordinance earnestly requesting once again the City Mayor of Tagum, Honorable Ray T. Uy, the closing of 2 lanes of Capitol Circumferential Road and redirection of traffic in Barangay Makilang, Tagum City to make way for the night market activity from 5 o'clock p.m. to 12 o'clock midnight of May 7, 2026 to May 15, 2026, in line with the week-long celebration of 30th Araw ng Barangay Makilang, Tagum City.
Item number 6 is referred to the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 7, letter dated April 8, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft resolution granting authority to the City Mayor and or the officer in charge, City Legal Officer, Attorney Niljan A. Villarico, to institute, file, and sign the petition for reissuance of lost title, verification and certification against forum shopping, and all other pleadings, documents, and instruments necessary for the prosecution of a verified petition for the reissuance of a new owner's duplicate copy of transfer certificate of title numbers 142-2018-000859 and 142-201-5010508, registered in the name of the City Government of Tagum which has been reported lost before the proper regional trial court of Tagum City.
Item number 7 is referred to the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
Number 8, letter dated April 14, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement between the Department of Transportation and the City Government of Tagum for the transfer of funds amounting to 28,200,000 pesos intended for the implementation of the Active Transport Program. This is for urgent action, Madam.
Item number 8 is referred to the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriations, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. And please take note, this is for urgent action.
Number 9, letter dated April 15, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to the letter from the City Housing and Land Management Office pertaining to local housing board resolutions for appropriate action, to wit, letter A.
Okay, this item number 9, consisting of 6 resolutions from the local housing board, is hereby referred to the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges.
And Madam President, we have one additional item under letters of communications. Letter dated April 20, coming from the Honorable City Mayor, pertaining to a draft memorandum of agreement to be executed by and among the provincial government of Davao del Norte, the city government of Tagum, and the municipal government of Kapalong for the establishment of Balay Silangan Reformation Center Referral System, and this is also for urgent action.
This addendum is referred to the Committee on Gender and Development, Children, Family Welfare, and Social Services, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. And please take note, this is for urgent action. Okay, let us now proceed to the next order of business, the committee reports. Councilor Villion is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render the Joint Committee Report number 4 series of 2026 submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget and Appropriation, and on Barangay Affairs with one subject matter, which is the letter referral number 8 from the 36th regular session, letter dated March 26, 2026, from Honorable Ronald P. Piamonte Jr., SK Chairperson of Barangay Magugpo West, addressed to Honorable Eva Lorraine E. Estabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on March 31, 2026. The herein Sangguniang Kabataan Supplemental Budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of Barangay Magugpo West, amounting the sum of 2,244,198 pesos and 70 centavos only for appropriate action. Since assuming that all members of the Sangguniang have read and browsed the committee report, for this reason, I move to dispense with its reading.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 4, submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development, Finance, Budget, Appropriation, and Barangay Affairs, is hereby adopted. Next, from the Committee on Peace and Order, Councilor Lemos, Committee Report.
All members of this body were furnished with copies of this committee report. I move to dispense the reading hereof. Madam Chair, I so move.
Moved by Councilor Lemos, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Aala, and Revita, and there being no objection, the reading of Committee Report number 3 is hereby dispensed with.
I move for the adoption of committee report, Madam Chair. I so move.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report number 3, submitted by the Committees on Peace, Order, and Public Safety, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is to render Committee Report number 8, series of 2026 on the Joint Committee on Housing, Land Utilization, and Committee on Laws, Rules, and Privileges with only one subject matter. This is the draft deed of donation of a parcel of land for the road right-of-way purposes owned by the following donors located at Barangay Kumbugan and Barangay Magugpo North in favor of the city government of Tagum with only 2 donors. First is Reynaldo Sagulo and next is Mary June Suebagio Ganya. I move to dispense with reading of this committee report, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore joint committee report number 8 submitted by the Committee on Housing and Land Utilization and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For and on behalf of the members of the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation, the Committee on Barangay Affairs, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report number 7, Series 2026. This was conducted last April 15, 2026 at 1:15 in the afternoon with the subject matter. This is in relation to the Barangay Resolution number 65, Series 2026 of Barangay Visayan Village, entitled Resolution respectfully requesting the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod of the City of Tagum that the fuel, oil, and lubricants expense amounting to 3,250,000 under the annual budget for calendar year 2026, Barangay Visayan Village, Tagum City, Davao del Norte, that was declared inoperative by Resolution number 427, Series 2026, be likewise declared operative. And the second item which was discussed by the committee was that of Tax Ordinance number 25-001 of Barangay Busaon, entitled An Ordinance Amending Chapter 3, Article A, Chapter 6, Article A of Barangay Tax Ordinance number 08-001, otherwise known as the Revised Barangay Revenue Code of Barangay Busaon. In as much as all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod as a copy of this Joint Committee Report number 7, I move, Madam Presiding Officer, to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Ala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move, Madam Chair, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report number 7 submitted by the Committee on Finance, Budget and Appropriation and Barangay Affairs is hereby adopted. Next committee report, Councilor Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render the Joint Committee Report number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Youth and Sports Development and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges with one subject matter, which is the Draft City Ordinance number 107, Series of 2026, an ordinance requiring all Sangguniang Kabataan officials and members of the Local Youth Development Council to undergo mandatory peer educators training, or PET, providing mechanisms for its implementation and appropriating funds. Therefore, since all members of the Sangguniang Panlungsod have read and browsed the full text of the said report, with this reason, I move to dispense with its reading.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Salazar, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Before I proceed with the next motion for this, Madam Presiding Officer, I would like to ask for a minute recess.
The chair declares for a minute recess.
that was conducted last April 15, 2026 at the SP Session Hall, it was observed that it was recommended by the members of the committee that the ordinance should be further reviewed and must undergo policy refinement. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you. Is there any amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 2, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Youth and Force Development, Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report. Yes, Councilor Rubinos.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Joint Committee Report Number 7, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs together with the Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, dated April 15, 2026, with 3 subject matter. First is the Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro, appropriating the sum of 409,377 pesos and 27 centavos. Second is the Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Bingkungan, appropriating the sum of 1,104,977 pesos and 46 centavos. Third is the Supplemental Budget Number 1 for calendar year 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Nueva Puerza, appropriating the sum of 524,570 pesos and 26 centavos. Considering that all members present has a copy of this committee report, I move to dispense the reading of the full text of the said committee report, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, second by Councilor Catayas and Ala, also Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 7, submitted by the Committee on Barangay Affairs and Finance, Budget, and Appropriations, hereby adopted. Next committee report, disaster.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, Committee on Finance, Budget, and Appropriation, with subject matter, letter dated March 18, 2026, from Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, addressed to the Honorable Members of the Sangguniang through Honorable Eva Lorraine Stabilio, City Vice Mayor, duly received by the Office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on the same date. The herein City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Resolution Number 5, Series of 2026, entitled A Resolution Endorsing the Sangguniang Panglungsod of Tagum, the proposed utilization of unexpended balance of the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Fund for calendar year 2023-2025, amounting to 36,711,761.35 for programs and projects reflected in the supplemental CDRRF-MF investment plan for the calendar year of 2026. Since copies were given of the said Joint Committee Report, I move to the dispense of the reading of the Joint Committee Report, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilors Eliot, Catayas, and Rubinos, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption, Honorable Presiding
Is
Officer.
there any discussion? Amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Disaster Risk Reduction and Management, Finance, Budget, and Appropriation is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Laws, Councilor Wakan.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This pertains to Joint Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026. The subject matter pertains to Letter Referral Number 9, the letter dated January 16, 2026 from Mr. Dennis Dean T. Castillo, MPA, Sangguniang Panlalawigan Secretary of Davao del Norte, addressed to Sangguniang Panglungsod of Tagum, duly received the office of the Secretary to the Sangguniang on January 28, 2026, the herein copy of Resolution Number 1191, dated December 2, 2025, related to City Ordinance Number 1090, Series of 2025, for information and appropriate action. Madam Presiding Officer, considering that each and every member has been duly furnished with a copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 1 Series of 2026, I therefore move to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, second by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move for its adoption, Madam Presiding Officer.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection?
The office concerned, Madam Presiding Officer, decided to resubmit the proposed ordinance and deleting the portion containing the penal provisions.
Okay, so summary discussion. There being none, is there any amendment? Any objection? There being none, therefore, Joint Committee Report Number 1, submitted by the Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, and Labor, Employment, and Civic Service is hereby adopted. Next committee report. Public Works, Councilor Contilia.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. With due recognition to the members of the Committee on Public Works and Committee on Laws, allow me to present this Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series 2026. This was conducted last April 15, 2026 at 2:15 in the afternoon in the SP Session Hall with the subject matter. This is in relation to the request for amendment on certain provisions of the contract of infrastructure projects with Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation. And number 2, the deed of donation between the city government of Tagum and the Tagum Water District of the management and operation of Barangay Pandapan Water System located at Purok Lemon. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod sa copy of this Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series 2026, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Contilia, second by Councilors Revita, Aala, Catayas, and Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 4, submitted by the Committee on Public Works, Facilities and Utilities, and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next committee report from the Committee on Health, Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is Surrender Joint Committee Report Number 6, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committees on Health and on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges. This has two subject matters. First is 37th Regular Session Letter Number 1, the draft Memorandum of Agreement between the City Government of Tagum and the following partner hospitals for the implementation of Project Caring for Others Tabang Medical Program pursuant to City Ordinance Number 1017, Series of 2022, to wit: Tagum Doctors Hospital Incorporated, Aquino Medical Specialist Hospital Incorporated, and Christ the King Specialist Hospital. Second is the 37th Regular Session Letter Number 2, the draft Memorandum of Agreement by and among the Handicap International Federation Philippines Branch Office, the City Government of Tagum, Novo Nordisk Pharmaceuticals Philippines Incorporated, the Roche Philippines Incorporated Diagnostic Division for the implementation of Changing Diabetes in Children project. Since all members have already been furnished with copies of this joint committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, second by Councilor Catayas and Eliot. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore Joint Committee Report Number 6, submitted by the Committee on Health and Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges is hereby adopted. Next.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This is to render Committee Report Number 1, Series of 2026, submitted by the Committee on Health. The subject matter of this report is a 35th Regular Session Letter Number 5. This is about Local Health Board Resolution Numbers 5 and 5A, Series of 2026, both pertaining to the naming of the Super Health Center located at Barangay Magugpo South, Tagum City, as the City Health Office of Tagum, and defining functions of its two buildings for the delivery of primary care services and implementation of health programs in support of universal health care. Considering that all members have already been furnished with copies of this committee report, I move to dispense with the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Revita. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed.
I move for its adoption.
Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, Committee Report Number 1 submitted by the Committee on Health is hereby adopted. Summer Committee Reports, there being none, let us now proceed to the next order of business, the calendar of business. Chairperson, Committee on Laws, Rules, Regulations, and Privileges, Attorney Edmar Tuacan is recognized.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for the adoption of the order of business stated in the notice of the 38th regular session dated April 20, 2026. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Wacan, seconded by Councilors Coquilla, Tayas, and Rillion. Is there any discussion, any amendment? Councilor Coquilla, then Councilor Rillion.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As recommended through Joint Committee Report Number 4, Series 2026, by the Committee on Public Works and Committee on Laws, I move for inclusion under unassigned business. May we know the number for resolution?
Madam Chair, that will be resolution number 619.
619. Thank you. I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 619, series 2026, with the title, a resolution recalling resolution number 450 and 451, both series of 2026, which authorized the local chief executive to enter into contract for infrastructure projects funded by local government support fund, financial assistance to local government units, known as LGSF Falgo, and local government support fund support to barangay development program, known as LGSF SBDP for fiscal year 2025. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore resolution number 619 is included under an assigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 620, series of 2026, with the title, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract for infrastructure project with Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation for the concreting of local roads at Barangay Mankilam to Barangay San Miguel, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, Support for Barangay Development Program, LGSF SBDP for fiscal year 2025. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala. There be no objection, therefore resolution number 620 is included under an assigned business.
Another, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 621, series 2026, with the title, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract for infrastructure project with Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation for the construction of multi-purpose building at City Hall Compound, Barangay Apocon, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units, LGSF Falgo, for fiscal year 2025. I so move.
Moved by by Councilor Quinquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala, Rillion, and Catayas, and there being no objection, therefore resolution number 621 is included under an assigned business. Summary inclusions, Councilor Rillion, then Councilor Rizal.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I would like to ask the Secretary for the resolution number.
Yes, 622, madam.
So, I move for the inclusion under unassigned business, the the resolution number 622, series of 2026, a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Magugpo West amounting to 2,244,198 pesos and 70 centavos. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, second by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 622 is included under an assigned business. Councilor Salazar.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask for a draft resolution number from our Secretary to the Sangguniang?
That's 623, madam.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under unassigned business, draft resolution number 623, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Tagum Doctors Hospital Incorporated for the implementation of Project Caring for Others Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala, and also Rillion. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 623 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 624, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Aquino Medical Specialist Hospital Incorporated for the implementation of Project Caring for Others Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Salazar, second by Councilors Eliot, Aala, and Catayas. And there being no objection, therefore resolution number 624 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 625, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Christ the King Specialist Hospital for the implementation of Project Caring for Others Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Moved by Councilor Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Rillion. There being no objection, the resolution number 625 is included under an assigned business.
Another resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft resolution number 626, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Handicap International Federation Philippines Branch Office, Novo Nordisk Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, and Roche Incorporated Diagnostic Division for the implementation of Changing Diabetes in Children project.
Moved by Councilor Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 626 is included under an assigned business.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. May I ask for a draft city ordinance number from our Secretary to the Sangguniang?
Madam, that would be draft city ordinance number 109.
Thank you. I move for inclusion under an assigned business, draft city ordinance number 109, series of 2026, an ordinance naming the Super Health Center located at Barangay Magugpo South, Tagum City, as the City Health Office of Tagum and defining the functions of its two buildings for the delivery of primary care services and implementation of health programs in the city of Tagum.
Moved by Councilor Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala, Rillion, Revita, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore draft city ordinance number 109 is included under an assigned business. Yes, Councilor Revita is recognized.
Secretary, the resolution number
Resolution 627, Madam.
627. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For inclusion under an assigned business, resolution number 627, series of 2026, a resolution authorizing Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with the Provincial Government of Davao del Norte and Municipal Government of Tapalong for the establishment of Balay Silangan Reformation Center Referral System. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Councilors Aala and Gatayas, and there being no objection, therefore, resolution number 627 is included under an assigned business. Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Presiding Officer. Amendment for inclusion under an assigned business. Resolution number 628, series of 2026. A resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter in, to utilize an unexpended balance under trust fund for calendar year 2023-2025 amounting to 36,711,761.35, duly certified by the City Accounting Office. I move for its inclusion, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Gatayas, and there being no objection, therefore resolution number 628 is included under an assigned business. Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Amendments for inclusion under an assigned business. Resolution number 629, a resolution confirming appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro, Tagum City, operative and effective upon its approval. I so move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilor Gatayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 629 is included under an assigned business.
Another one, Madam Presiding Officer. Resolution number 670, a resolution confirming appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Bingkungan, Tagum City, operative and effective upon its approval. I move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 630 is included under an assigned business.
Lastly, Madam Presiding Officer, resolution number 671, a resolution confirming appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Nueva Fuerza, Tagum City, operative and effective upon its approval. I move for its inclusion, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos for inclusion resolution number 631. That is 631. 31. Not 71. 629, 630, 631. Under an assigned business. Some more inclusions. Councilor Kaasi.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For inclusion under an assigned business is resolution number 632, series of 2026, resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to sign and accept in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Mary Jane Sombagyo Ganya et al. For a road right-of-way located in Barangay Magugpo North, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 632 is included under an assigned business.
Another resolution, Madam Chair, is draft resolution number 633, series of 2026, resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to sign and accept in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Reynaldo M. Sagulo for road right-of-way located in Barangay Combugan, Tagum City, Davao del Norte. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Gatayas. There being no objection, resolution number 633 is included under an assigned business. Summer inclusion says Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. A certified urgent by the local Chief Executive dated April 14, 2026. I move for inclusion under unassigned business. Draft Resolution number 634, Series of 2026 with the title, A Resolution Authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, the Memorandum of Agreement, MOA, with the Department of Transportation, DOTR, for the implementation of the Active Transport Program in Tagum City and for other purposes. I so move for its inclusion.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla. Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Revita, Rillion, and Elliot. There being no objection, therefore, resolution number 634 is included under unassigned business. Some more inclusions? There being none, back to the main motion as amended 17 times. Is there any objection? There being none, the calendar of business as amended 17 times is hereby adopted. Let us now proceed to measures on second reading.
For the measures on second reading, first item is resolution number 609, a resolution authorizing Honorable Ray T. Uy, City Mayor, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a contract for infrastructure project with Magara Construction and Supply for the construction of multipurpose building at Barangay San Agustin, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units for fiscal year 2025.
Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Considering that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present have already received the copy of this draft resolution number 609, series of 2026 with the title as presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, I move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Just for information, Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution, Madam Presiding Officer, will authorize our local Chief Executive to sign a contract for infrastructure projects. And this project is funded by LGSF Falgo, or known as, the Local Government Support Fund, financial assistance to local government units. This was being requested by the local, by this city government through the local finance committee and the Committee on Public Works, requesting the DILG for support to Tagum City, specifically for the support for the construction on or rehabilitation of existing barangay halls. To this effect, Madam Presiding Officer, this is a project particularly known as multi-purpose building at Barangay San Agustin. And this is for their barangay hall. And the construction will be to the just acquired property by the city adjacent to the existing barangay hall. The amount for this is, the budget is 12 million pesos, and this was bidded out through competitive bidding, and the one that won the bidding was that of Magar Construction and Supply. And this is a single proprietorship construction firm with DTI business number 11049955 with a business address at 138 Joshua Street, Villa Park Subdivision, Barangay Cabantian, Buhangin, Davao City. And this passes through the scrutiny as to the post-qualification requirements under the new government procurement law. And this was represented, and the proprietor for this one that will sign for this contract for infrastructure project, he will be Madam Marites T. Garcenis. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, all the entries of this contract of infrastructure projects on the contract itself already passes through the strict scrutiny as to the entry or PO number, the amount, the time, the duration, and other important details, Madam Presiding Officer, since the contract for infrastructure project is a template contract where all entries will be, again, be provided to the blank portion. So to this effect, Madam Presiding Officer, this project will be completed, expected to be completed within 180 calendar days. So in order that for the contractor to proceed for the construction, there's a need to authorize the local chief executive through this draft resolution number 609 series 2026 to effect and to sign this contract of infrastructure projects. And that's it, Madam Presiding Officer. Thank you.
Thank you for that information, Councilor Coquilla. Please proceed to the amendments.
If there are no other discussions, Madam Presiding Officer, for the amendment, I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations under this resolution number 609 to the resolution proper and the content of the contract for infrastructure project be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala, Salazar, Perez, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Perez, Catayas, Aala, and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
And matter of floor amendment by the presiding officer, the contract of for infrastructure project for the contracting party, City Government of Tagum, to specifically inscribe the number of Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution number 609 Series 2026 after the name of the mayor, and this would be to be read as Reti Uy, duly authorized through Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution number 609 Series 2026. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala, Rubinos, and Catayas. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Willion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 609 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 613, a resolution approving the implementation of the high-valued commercial crops production support program and fabrication of garbage receptacles project to be funded under the Energy Regulation number 1-94 program of the Department of Energy, and certifying the same that the identified projects are consistent with the approved development and land use plans.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I respectfully inform this honorable body that the conditional resolution for the Joint Committee on Agriculture and Food and Laws, Rules and Regulations and Privileges of Joint Committee Report number 3, which was approved last March 16, 2026 and scheduled for second and final reading last March 23, 2026, has already been complied with the condition set forth under the committee's recommendation. As required, the identification of beneficiaries has already been duly approved and certified by the city veterinarian. In view thereof, the condition having been fully complied with, may I respectfully move that the said conditional resolution be now considered for second reading. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Eliot, and Rubinos. Is there any discussion?
Just a short discussion, Madam Chair. This proposed resolution seeks the approval of this honorable body for the implementation of two priority projects under the city government of Tagum. Namely, first, the high-valued commercial crops production support program, which aims to enhance agricultural productivity, support our local farmers, and strengthen food security within our city. Next is the fabrication of garbage receptacle projects, which intends to improve our solid waste management system to promote environmental protection and contribute to a cleaner and healthier community. These projects are proposed to be funded under the Energy Regulation Number 1-94 or ER-94 program of the Department of Energy, which provides financial benefits to local government units hosting energy generating facilities pursuant to Republic Act 7638, otherwise known as the Department of Energy Act of 1992. Further, the identified projects have been fully reviewed and evaluated by the concerned offices and have been found to be consistent with our approved comprehensive development plan and comprehensive land use plan, ensuring that these initiatives align with our long-term development goals and policy direction. In view of foregoing, may I respectfully go to the amendment portion, Madam Chair.
Proceed to the amendment.
Amendment, Madam Chair, that that draft resolution number 613, series of 2026, shall be subject to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Rubinos and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore draft resolution number 613 is subject to form and style.
Lastly, Madam Chair, that all members physically present shall be co-proponent. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of resolution number 613.
Lastly, Madam Chair, I move that resolution number 613 shall be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Rubinos. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Eliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rilon. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 613 is approved on second and final reading.
Next, we have resolution number 614, a resolution lifting the declaration of state of calamity of the city of Tagum.
Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 614, I move to dispense with its reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilors Revita, Catayas, Eliot, and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer. During the previous committee meeting on this subject matter, held on March 11, 2026, the members of the committee recommended that the City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, or the CDRRMO, be required to submit a detailed physical and financial accomplishment report covering all buildings and infrastructure under the jurisdiction of the city government of Tagum, including the Tagum City Hall. Subsequently, on April 8, 2026, the CDRRM office submitted the required accomplishment report, and upon review, the same was found to be in order and sufficient basis for the lifting of the declaration of state of calamity. Madam Presiding Officer, copies of the said accomplishment report have already been disseminated to the members of the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod as attached to the resolution. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this be approved for second and final reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 614 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 615, a resolution confirming appropriation ordinance number 3, series of 2025 of the Sangguniang Barangay of Apocon, Tagum City, operative and effective upon its approval.
Councilor Rubinos is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 615, I move to dispense with its reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubinos, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, that the Office of the City Budget through Ms. Karen A. Hintiles, CPA, the City Budget Officer, has caused the necessary review and evaluation through their letter and certification stating, among others, that the barangay supplemental budget for calendar year 2025 of Sangguniang Barangay of Apocon had complied with the provisions of RA 7160 and other budget circulars. And during the committee meeting last March 11, 2026, the members of the committee recommended that the minutes of the barangay session during the deliberation of their supplemental budget should be attached. And for second and final reading, subject to the submission of the minutes of the barangay session. Madam Presiding Officer, the said document was already submitted, disseminated to all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod, and attached in the resolution, and its sufficient basis for the confirmation of this appropriation ordinance as required during the last committee meeting. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Catayas, Rillion, and Iliot. There being no objection, therefore all members present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this be approved for second and final reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Rillion and Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution number 615 is approved in second and final reading. Next item. Let us now proceed to unassigned business.
Under unassigned business, Madam President, the first item is resolution number 619, a resolution recalling resolution number 450 and 451, both series of 2026, which authorized the local chief executive to enter into contracts for infrastructure projects funded by local government support fund, financial assistance to local government units, and local government support fund support to barangay development program for fiscal year 2025.
Councilor Coquilla, what is your pleasure?
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As attached to the Joint Committee Report number 4, Series 2026, by the Committee on Public Works, Committee on Laws, is this draft resolution number 619, Series 2026, and with the assumption that all members of this Sangguniang have already read the content of this draft resolution number 619, Series 2026, and therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Just for information and for the record, Madam Presiding Officer, that this particular act of or resolutions which was duly recommended by the two committees, Madam Presiding Officer, is to recall the resolution number 450, 451, all are relating the giving of authority to the local chief executive for the projects. And it was found out during the review of the back that the advertently provided the committee items which need to be corrected. And one among are the findings and observations incorporated to the Joint Committee Report number 4, Series 2026. These are the errors committed by the Bids and Awards Committee. And as we notice on this draft resolution, there's under the resolved folder that states here that the BAC Secretariat is directed to observe utmost care and exert extra effort in double-checking the stipulations of the contract and entries of significant information of same. Meaning to say, Madam Presiding Officer, it's not the fault of the members of the Joint Committee, but it's the fault of the BAC. And then in their letter, the apologizes to the members of the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod for the actions made by and errors committed by their end, particularly on purchase order number and the correct stipulations for the purchase order, and for the contracting party, there was an error committed by the one that prepares, by the duly authorized representative of the corporation. And again, the committee requested the BAC to provide us the secretary's certificate that finally authorizes the contracting party that will represent the corporation, the contractor. And I have here a copy of the secretary's certificate that will need to be emphasized on the contract, Madam Presiding Officer, in the next or subsequent resolutions to replace the recalled resolutions number 450 and 451. And again, Madam Presiding Officer, we are again, the position of the committee is again to admonish the Bids and Awards Committee to submit the documents to the Sangguniang duly transmitted by them. At the same time, that would be certified that it's the final entries for consideration of the committee. And this is the reason why the committee decided that these two resolutions, 450 and 451, be recalled and be substituted by this draft resolution number 620 and 621. So again, we request support from the members of the council to finally settle the issue on the entries for consideration under draft resolution number 620 and 621 after this presentation. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you very much for that information, Councilor Coquilla. Please proceed to the amendments.
On the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all the stipulations under draft resolution number 619, Series 2026 be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Rubinos and Eliot. There being no objection, therefore this resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I move that all members of the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, second by Councilor Aala, Revita, and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Ilion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore resolution number 619 is approved on second and final reading. The chair declares for a few minutes recess.
A resolution authorizing Honorable Uy City Mayor to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum a contract for infrastructure project with Ruplino Seismundo Construction Corporation for the concreting of local roads at Barangay Mangkilam to Barangay San Miguel, Tagum City, funded by Local Government Support Fund, Support to Barangay Development Program for fiscal year 2025.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, for the record that this particular draft resolution is attached to the Joint Committee Report number 4. And with the assumption that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod have read the full content of this draft resolution, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Councilor Coquilla, please make an omnibus presentation for resolution number 620 and 621.
I will take in, Madam Presiding Officer. And for this purpose, I move as an omnibus motion to dispense the reading of the full text of draft resolution number 620 and 621. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of the full text of these two resolutions are dispensed with.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, as a matter of omnibus motion, that these two resolutions be moved for second reading. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Just for the record, Madam Presiding Officer, for item number 1, this is draft resolution number 620 rather, and this is relating the project, which is the concreting of road, Barangay Mangkilam to Barangay San Miguel, amounting to 30 million pesos. And again, this was thoroughly presented in the during the previous session, Madam Presiding Officer. And the contracting party for this one is the Roplino Sismondo Construction Corporation, duly represented by Engineer Cyron R.C.J. Sismondo, being authorized through Secretary Certificate and duly signed by the Corporate Secretary in the person of Christine J. Sismondo, and was subscribed and sworn before Attorney Terso S. Lasay Jr. With document number 85, page number 18, book number 9, series of 2026. And finally, Madam Presiding Officer, all the entries of this particular contract for infrastructure project was duly double-checked by the BAC and by the committee. So again, Madam Presiding Officer, on the amendment, I am just awaiting for the amendment portion to place the resolution number. Thank you.
Very well. Proceed, Councilor Coquilla.
For the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, for the contracting party, City Government of Tagum, after the name of our local Chief Executive, duly to insert the phrase duly authorized through Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution number 620 Series 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
And on like manner, Madam Presiding Officer, for draft resolution number 621, the same inscription will be placed and effect will be placed where to specifically inscribe draft as Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution number 621 Series 2026. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations for draft resolution number 620 and 621 be subjected to form and style.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, therefore resolution number 620 and 621 are subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of this 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolutions. Resolution number 620 and resolution number 621. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Dato Eric Perez and Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these resolutions.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Rillion, all members physically present are in favor of the President.
All members being Councilor Wakan is in the gallery. So all members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 620 and 621 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 622, a resolution confirming supplemental budget number 1 for calendar year 2025 of the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Grupo West, amounting to 2,244,198 pesos and 70 centavos.
Councilor Rillion is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move to dispense the reading of draft resolution number 622 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Rubinos. There being no objection, therefore the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilors Perez and Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Presiding Officer, on April 8, 2026, at 8:30 a.m. At the SP Session Hall, the Joint Committee has conducted the committee hearing together with the Sangguniang Kabataan of Barangay Magupo West, represented by its chairperson, Honorable Ronald T. Piamonte Jr., and Ma'am Rowena J. Breeze, our Budget Officer 3, City Budget Officer. As per the review of the City Budget Office, it was declared operative in its entirety, and it follows the RA 1176-8 and other applicable accounting, auditing rules and regulations in the disbursement of the SK funds. That would be all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendment.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move that all members physically present be co-proponents of the said measure.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this measure.
Finally, Madam Presiding Officer, it was recommended by the committee that this measure be approved for second and final reading for today's regular session.
Moved by Councilor Rillion, seconded by Councilor Catayas. All those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members present being in favor, therefore, resolution number 622 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 623, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor, Honorable Waity Uy, to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum, a memorandum of agreement with Tagum Doctors Hospital Incorporated for the implementation of Project Caring for Others, Tabang Medical Program of the City Government.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. This memorandum of agreement, which are based on draft resolution number 623, 624, and 625, for the information of everyone. This memorandum of agreement between the City Government of Tagum and its accredited partners, which this time are private hospitals, implement the city's medical assistance program under the City Ordinance number 1017, series of 2022, as amended, or the Tabang Medical Program. They aim to ensure that indigent and financially incapacitated residents can access necessary medical services through a guarantee letter system funded by the city, with payments subject to appropriation, accounting, and COA regulations, and with partners required to provide services and submit regular reports. To emphasize, however, Madam Presiding Officer, the Joint Committee recommended that the partner institutions, being corporate entities, shall secure and submit to the Joint Committee a duly issued board resolution or secretary certificate authorizing the representative named in the memorandum of agreement to sign the same, license to operate from the Department of Health, and the 2026 business permit, and that the resolutions covering partners who have complied with all documentary requirements be calendared for approval on second and final reading in today's 38th regular session of the 10th Sangguniang Panglungsod of Tagum on April 20, 2026. And that the resolutions covering partners who have not yet submitted the documentary requirements be calendared for approval on the succeeding regular session, conditioned upon the submission of such necessary documents. As of this moment, Madam Presiding Officer, none of the three partner institutions have fully complied with the required documentary submissions. In view thereof, I move that the three draft resolutions, namely draft resolution number 623, 624, and 625, be temporarily laid on the table pending the submission of the said requirements. Thank you.
Very well. Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar that these three resolutions be laid on the table, seconded by Councilor Aala and Catayas, and there being no objection, therefore, resolution number 623, 624, and 625 are laid on the table. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 626, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to enter into and sign for and on behalf of the city government of Tagum a memorandum of agreement with Handicap International Federation, Philippines Branch Office, Novo Nordisk Pharmaceuticals Philippines Incorporated, and Roche Philippines Incorporated Diagnostic Division for the implementation of Changing Diabetes in Children project.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present draft resolution number 626, series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this draft resolution, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas, Aala, and Perez, and there being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Point of information, Madam Presiding Officer, the Memorandum of Agreement, subject of the resolution, formalizes the partnership between the City Government of Tagum, Handicap International Federation Philippines, Novo Nordisk Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, and Roche Incorporated Diagnostic Division for the implementation of the Changing Diabetes in Children project. The agreement aims to improve access to inclusive and quality healthcare services for children and young people with type 1 diabetes through the provision of insulin, diagnostic devices, training, and technical assistance. It aligns with national policies on health service delivery and strengthens the city's response to non-communicable diseases by integrating specialized diabetes care into the local health system. The MOA outlines the shared responsibilities of the parties, including capacity building for healthcare providers, establishment of the digital registry, community awareness initiatives, and delivery of medical and social support services to the beneficiaries. It also ensures proper coordination, accountability, and compliance with applicable government and corporate regulations. Through this collaboration, the city government reinforces its commitment to enhancing health outcomes, promoting inclusive healthcare, and ensuring sustainable support mechanisms for children and young people living with type 1 diabetes until 2028. This MOA has already undergone review by the city legal officer, and the findings and recommendations of the said office have been duly considered and incorporated. I move to inscribe the resolution number 626 on the blank portion of the contracting party, namely the city government of Tagum.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Ala, Catayas, and Elliot. There being no objection, therefore, this amendment is hereby approved.
If there are no other floor amendments to be introduced by the members of the Sangguniang, I move that all members present be co-proponents of this draft resolution.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this piece of legislation be approved on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Aala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 626 is approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next is Draft City Ordinance number 109, an ordinance naming the Super Health Center located at Barangay Magupo South, Tagum City as the City Health Office of Tagum and defining the functions of its two buildings for the delivery of primary care services and implementation of health programs in the City of Tagum.
Councilor Uy Salazar is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Allow me to present Draft City Ordinance number 109, Series of 2026. And since all members of this council were already furnished with copies of this Draft City Ordinance, I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of the same.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Rillion, and Aala. There being no objection, therefore, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
Madam Presiding Officer, I move for its approval on second reading.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Councilor Aala. Is there any discussion?
Point of information, Madam Presiding Officer, this proposed ordinance formally designates the Super Health Center in Barangay Magugpo South as the City Health Office of Tagum and defines the functions of its two buildings to improve the delivery of health services. Under this ordinance, Building 1 shall serve as the primary care facility, providing essential frontline services such as medical consultations, maternal and child care, immunization, and diagnostic services. On the other hand, Building 2 shall function as the administrative and program services building, housing the administrative offices and supporting the implementation of national and local health programs. This clear functional distinction between Building 1 and Building 2 enhances coordination, improves service delivery, and strengthens the city's capacity to provide responsive and quality health care for all Tagumeños. To emphasize, Madam Presiding Officer, it was the recommendation of the members of the committee that the attachments to the draft city ordinance be submitted to this chamber upon its approval, namely, the sketch plan, site pictorial, and location map of the subject property. This matter was already coordinated with and requested from the City Architect's Office last week. However, as of today, the preparation and submission of the same remain pending finalization by the said office. In view thereof, with the indulgence of the members of this council, I respectfully pray that this measure be approved on second reading with the manifestation that the aforementioned documents shall be submitted and presented to this body during the approval of the ordinance on third reading at the regular session next Monday. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. For first query, Madam Presiding Officer, is on the determination of the two buildings, because it states here under Section 3, the facility consists of two adjacent buildings. One building, Building 1 designated as the primary care facility, and the Building 2 designated as administrative and program services building. So, may we know if this particular referral or reference, the reference of this one is the existing City Health Office complex, because it is located in one lot. And may we ask for the second question for confirmation if this lot as designated by Section 4 technical description is the lot where the two facilities is situated. May we know on the two concerns?
Yes, Councilor Uy Salazar.
Thank you for that, Honorable Coquilla. The old building will serve as the Administrative and Program Services building, and the newly constructed one will serve as the primary care facility. So for now po kasi, the two are named as super health centers pa siya sa karon. So the City Health Office has proposed that it be named as the City Health Office to avoid confusion.
Yes, Councilor Coquilla.
Our referral here, Madam Presiding Officer, is on the project name because that facility, a 10 million project, that's the new one because you're referring to the primary health facility, the new one, the new building. And the new one, based on the entry of DOH, because it's still the property of DOH, and being, again, bidded out by the DOH so that to construct that health facility within, I believe that's within the 372 square meters. So, firstly, we cannot legislate if that would not be finally be turned over, if there's a turnover already to the city government of Tagum. If that was being turned over, so stipulation on the turnover, stipulation must be presented in one of the section to cloth as the authority and approval for calling it as our own because it was already turned over by the DOH. So may we know, in particular, on issue on whether or not said building was finally turned over to the city government of Tagum.
Thank you. I was not privy to if there was an official turnover, but as recommended by Honorable Coquilla, maybe we can lay this first on the table, and we can incorporate, if there was official turnover, we can incorporate that part here to the ordinance, and if none, we can add, we can first have that resolution or that memorandum of agreement between DOH and the city government of Tagum. So I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that this draft city ordinance be first laid on the table.
Moved by Councilor Uy Salazar, seconded by Dr. Eric Perez, Councilors Catayas, Aala, and Eliot. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore draft city ordinance number 109 is laid on the table. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 627, a resolution authorizing the Honorable City Mayor Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the city government of Tagum the memorandum of agreement with the provincial government of Davao del Norte and the municipal government of Kapalong for the establishment of Balay Silangan Reformation Center Referral System.
Councilor Revita is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since copies of the said resolution had been distributed in advance to this August. Hello. Sorry kay nalobat ako microphone. It was distributed in advance to this August body. I move to dispense with the reading of the full text of resolution number 627 series of 2026.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Aala and Catayas. There being no objection, therefore the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for its approval on the second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilors Catayas and Aala. Any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair. The Balay Silangan Reformation Center was established and it's operated by the provincial government of Davao del Norte in support of the national government's campaign against the proliferation of illegal drugs. It caters exclusively to drug personalities in need of reformatory programs and is distinct from the Luntiang Paraiso facility, which is intended for individuals requiring intensive rehabilitation. Furthermore, this council previously approved a memorandum of agreement with Balay Silangan through resolution number 207 series of 2025. However, the said MOA did not take effect as the Balay Silangan Reformation Center under the provincial government subsequently drafted a revised MOA in this updated agreement. The referring parties now include the local government unit of Kapalong and the city government of Tagum. Madam Presiding Officer, this resolution seeks to supersede the previous MOA and to formalize our partnership with the Center in providing holistic intervention and support to identify drug personalities. Madam Chair, by entering into this memorandum of agreement, the city government of Tagum will be able to extend essential services such as referral monitoring and aftercare support while ensuring that interventions are implemented in a systematic and sustainable manner. I therefore strongly urge that this august body approve the resolution and reaffirms our collective commitment to address drug-related concern and to provide those affected with an opportunity for reformation and reintegration into society. That would be all, Madam Chair.
Thank you for that information. Proceed, Councilor Revita, to the amendment.
Madam Chair, can I have
Yes,
some...
Councilor Coquillo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to ask from the main proponent, Madam Chair, the proponent, on the location of Balay Silangan, because I browsed over all the stipulations of this proposed and or draft memorandum agreement. It has no, the address here, the Balay Silangan has no address. Maybe no, where is the address of Balay Silangan? Balay Silangan Reformation Center.
Thank you. Okay na?
Asa daw ang address?
Yes. Thank you for your query, Consihal Coquilla. Madam Chair, in order to provide this august body with more information and clarify regarding the MOA, I move for the suspension of our internal rules to accommodate our invited guests.
Moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Aala. Those who are in favor for the suspension of rules, we need 2/3 votes. Please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Wangan, and Councilor Ridon. Madam President, all members present are in favor.
All members present be in favor, therefore rules are now suspended.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to request our invited guests to please come forward and
in attendance. I'll just give you a little background.
Please state your name and position.
My name is Florencio Carlo Domingo. I head City Anti-Drug Abuse Council Secretariat Office. Last October 1, 2025, a MOA for the Balay Silangan, a reformatory facility intended specifically for drug pushers, was discussed, deliberated, and subsequently approved October 6, 2025. The MOA then forwarded to the Office of the Provincial Governor. However, since Balay Silangan was still under construction and did not meet the expected turnover deadline, the MOA did not take effect immediately at the time. Recently, the province created a tripartite agreement involving our LGU and Panabo City as the referring parties to the Balay Silangan. In this regard, I am submitting this MOA format initiated by the province, which has already undergone scrutiny by our legal department under the revised agreement of Tagum City, particularly the CADAC office shall serve only as the referring party. Compared to the last MOA, only minimal changes and addendums were observed. However, on page 5, section D, the repeated paragraph should be deleted. Other LGUs in Davao del Norte with Balay Silangan facilities include Talaingod, Asuncion, and Igacos. Kaya maurang kuan ang nakabutang lang din ha, ang nag-request lang yun is ang Panabo ug ang Tagum. And the address of Balay Silangan Reformatory is within the Capitol compound. It will be operational soon, siguro in a month or two. So we are actually expediting, and sorry to bother you for the urgency of this matter, because this is very crucial also for our ADAC audit spearheaded by the DILG, and we want this to be, submitted within the week, because we only have until the last working hours of this week to submit the MOA, which is actually a big score for our audit. So that would be all, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Yes, with regards to the query of Councilor Cuquilla, asa daw ang location?
Sa Capitol.
Nasa attorney sa Capitol compound. Wala pa yun siya nakuan. Kato ganing dool sa dili kay nako makuan, dili nako kayo. Basta it's within the Capitol compound, it's near the LTO. Nga road mo, diretso lang kagamay, tapos naa dito yung building nga gitukod.
Sa sulod gid siya.
Oo. Bago mag-jail.
Ang address.
So wala pa gyud siya exact nga murag gibutang nga address or block, basta kay it's within the Capitol compound.
Yes, Councilor Cuquilla.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For our guest, this is a tripartite agreement. May we know what's the relation between Kapalong and Tagum, and Tagum to Capitol, to provincial government, and Kapalong to the provincial government? Because as you mentioned, this is a referral. So why not have MOA with the provincial government of Davao del Norte and the city of Tagum only? So as I browse over the content of this one, nothing of the provision of this submitted document, attached document, that speaks of the specific relation between the city government of Tagum and the municipal government of Kapalong.
So, mao gani na attorney, ang isa sa amo ang kuan ba murag naglibog pud mi, because we already submitted the original MOA nga kita lang gyud in the province. Tapos recently katong nagpagawas na og kuan katong about sa audit and all, murag ilang gi-fast track tanan, and then nigawas na ni nga template. I just want to be honest with you nga nigawas ni nga template nga wala ko naglibog po nga lang anong naa may Kapalong. But anyway, gi-explain sa mo kay ang Kapalong lang yun ang nag-initiate pod, giniagi pod silang SP. Unya, ang uban LGU wala, pero katong ako ang gi-mention ganina sama sa Igacos, na ay Asuncion, Talaingod, naaman sila kaugalingon nilang Balay Silangan. So, mura og dili ko kayo legally well-versed, anak nga butang attorney, but mao na ilahang gipadala nga template. Nonetheless, I am just presenting this to you kung naaba ni siya kuan, legal nga kuan, kanang nag-tripartite nga agreement with them, or kaya ang atuang obligation is just to refer clients man lang dito sa kuan.
Apim pang Kapalong.
aware of this resolution number 360 dated March 20, 2023 of this is for the province of Davao del Norte. Are you aware, sir, of the content of this draft resolution number 360? Maybe there are stipulations there that binds the two parties, city government of Tagum and municipal government Kapalong, with respect to this draft this approved resolution. May we know if you are aware? In one of your engagement with the province of Davao del Norte, because this is there is a council for the province of Davao del Norte. May we know on what particular council of that where you will be representing Tagum during the
This
meeting?
is the PADAC. So
That's the provincial anti-drug
abuse council.
abuse council. When was the recent meeting of the PADAC? And what are those items being discussed?
That was last March.
And last March, what are the discussions relating this particular
Actually, it was
resolution?
not touched during our meeting.
So, why is it that this was
recently
being forwarded to the Sangguniang when in fact this was not presented to the PADAC?
In our previous, last year pa magod ni siya, attorney, last year pa ni siya na-discuss ba, without us really knowing nga magbuhat sila og kaugalingon nilang template. Mo gani nang I am also disheartened the fact nga naghatag sila og ingon ani unya. Syempre I still have to present it to you kay na-approve na gutong una nato with them nga murag kita ra gyud ang naay agreement ba.
So why is it that we have to ask for a new, meaning to say a reason why we have to again come up with the MOA, because the MOA was
Initiated by them, attorney.
last dated 20 October 6, 2025. This was the resolution of the Sangguniang Panglungsod. But there was no stipulation here if when was that engagement which was signed by the city government of Tagum and the province of Davao del Norte. So there was no entry of this one and there was no narrative explanation because we don't know on what are the stipulations. And again, for the specific obligation of Tagum City and the municipal government of Kapalong, may we know if both LGUs are the referral parties?
Yes, attorney.
Because it states here, because the memorandum of agreement is vague, this should be subjected to our city legal before going here. When was the time that this was being presented to or forwarded to the Sangguniang? When was the time that this particular document was submitted to the Sangguniang? Just this afternoon or just this morning?
We received the template from the province last week. That's why kinahanglan gyud nako siya nga i-expedite because mura ba og kinahanglan po nako nga ihabol dito sa among audit. So hopefully matabangan ko ninyo nga mogawas ni because naagyo di siya dako kay nga bearing sa amo ang grado. And other than that, gipa-check na po namo ni sa ato ang legal office kay attorney na siya gihatag sa amo ang iyahang legal opinion, tapos naalang siya mga correction. So mo to attorney.
Please, Madam Chair, just please take note that the legal opinion was dated April 15, so you have still time to again to seek support from the presiding officer, the secretary to the Sangguniang on how this will be presented in that would again bind the city government of Tagum and the provincial government of Davao del Norte. So it was being signed and prepared April 15, transmitted April 15, 2026 to to the executive assistant 4. And we have 16, 17, 18, 19 before today. So may we know what's the reason why it was not relayed? Because this was certified urgent. It should be worked out from 15 to 17 or 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19 with consultation to the members of the Sangguniang. So that this would be again polished during this session. In the event that there are questions, on record, in your statement that you were not, again, there was a statement where you are not favoring the content of the memorandum of agreement. So why is it that it was such a statement when in fact you should push it for consideration to the members of the Sangguniang?
Well, I'm sorry to have said that, but it was shocking because personally, I just want to be honest, natingalag yun ko kung anong ang kapalong attorney. But nonetheless, kay kumawa nila ang template, ako na lang yung ikuan, ako na lang yung i-support kung unsa ang nasa ilaha to fast track also our memo with MOA with them.
Madam Chair. That you intended that the MOA will be, can you show?
Kajetan, sir.
Because this is parang this is out of our the MOA speaks of 2 LGUs, 3 LGUs, but there was no specific link as to the question is whether or not we will amend the resolution that will only speak of province of Davao del Norte and the city of Tagum. Because this resolution is the authority of the local chief executive to enter and sign for in behalf of the city government memorandum agreement with the Balay Silangan Reformation Center. So, meaning to say, through this resolution, this authorizes the local chief executive. So, this is a document that will show that authorizes the city government of Tagum. And meaning to say, there must be a draft of memorandum agreement by and between the provincial government and the city of Tagum only. So, this is the explanation why we come up with a resolution, the Sangguniang considered and approved a resolution because there was a covering MOA. So, what's the covering MOA of this one? Oh, the covering MOA is by and between Balay Silangan Reformation Center, and the city government of Tagum. Meaning to say, this is now the document that will speak of that you are needing, you are in need to support for what you said as there's an audit. So no need for this authority.
So can we, instead, attorney, can we just adopt the new template of the province, if you may? Kanang atuan na lang siyang naabatay, naaba siya kalainan kung magsulod sa tripartite agreement with them, or malahi bagyod siya? Because naman po siya yung mga other corrections manggod, unya na po siya yung mga typo errors. So, if you will allow nga, we will use the new template of the province of Davao del Norte.
Madam Chair, so that we can make some discussion, I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for a 5-minute recess, Madam Chair.
The chair declares for a 5-minute recess. Pwede ba tamo amend ani?
Madam Chair, just a few minutes ago, I received this text message from Attorney Lemos telling me that he would be out. He asked that he be excused, but he left word, Madam President, that he's in favor of all the measures that will be approved.
Very well. Yes, let's proceed. Councilor Coquilla.
Madam Chair, as we check on the documents, Madam Presiding Officer, we have already it's an outstanding or binding resolution, a binding engagement or commitment with the province of Davao del Norte as a referral entity. So with that, this particular proposed resolution or draft resolution is a duplication, while there was no stipulation as to the termination of our memorandum agreement by and between the province of Davao del Norte. So with that, it suffices when you said that there will be an audit. So that particular resolution that was covered by that particular resolution number 27 is the resolution that speaks of that the city government of Tagum has that agreement with the province that in our constituencies that has that need support for particular for referral, they will be accommodated through that resolution. Subject, however, if there are changes through the result of your meeting for the Provincial Drug Abuse Council. So we hope that you understand that this Sangguniang is really in need of body of documents that will support, because as we browse over the form, style in the presentation of the MOA, it needs rectification. It needs refinement. And then again, there's also that MOA with us together with the municipality of Kapalong. So hope that you understand on that matter.
Okay. Thank you. And well, for the audit, I will just submit this one, and hopefully in the next, maybe I can talk to them and then give you a feedback with regards to the next MOA that's going to be signed by our LCE. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir Domingo. Councilor Revita.
Thank you, sir. I move that this resolution, I move for the restoration of our internal rules.
Moved by Councilor Revita, second by Councilor Catayas, and there being no objection, rules are now restored. Proceed, Councilor Revita.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. I move that this resolution, number 627, will be referred back to the committee meeting.
So moved by Councilor Revita, seconded by Councilor Catayas and Eliot. There being no objection, resolution number 627 shall be referred to the committee. Next item.
Next, Madam Chair, we have resolution number 628, a resolution authorizing the local chief executive, Honorable Ray T. Uy, to utilize the unexpended balance under trust fund for CY 2023 to 2025, amounting to 36,711,761 pesos and 35 centavos as duly certified by the City Accounting Office.
Councilor Aala.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Since copies were given of the said draft resolution number 628 series of 2026, I move to the dispense of the reading of the said resolution number, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Revita and Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move to approve the second reading, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Is there any discussion?
Discussion, Honorable Presiding Officer, that during the committee meeting, there was a recommendation from the members of the joint committee that to attach the certificate from the City Accounting Office stating the availability of funds. Also to attach the amended City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Fund Investment Plan. To attach also the justification letter from the Office of the City Environment and Natural Resources. And to attach the draft resolution authorizing the local chief executive to utilize the unexpended balance under trust fund for calendar year 2023 and 2025. That's all, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Okay, thank you for that information. Any discussion, questions from the other members? Councilor Coquilla?
Be clarified, Madam Chair, on the items, because we will be authorizing the local chief executive to use the fund for a specific purpose. May we know on the line items that would be that will compose of plans, programs, and activities that would be under the 30 million plus.
A minute recess, Honorable Presiding Officer.
The chair declares 5
Thank you.
minutes recess.
Honorable Presiding Officer, since a amendment of Honorable Presiding Officer that this piece of the legislation will be returned back to the committee for more consideration and refinement of to harmonize the said resolution, Honorable Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Aala, seconded by Councilors Revita, Elliot, Rubinos, and Catayas. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none. Therefore, resolution number 628 shall be referred back to the committee. Next item.
Next, we have resolution number 629, a resolution confirming appropriation ordinance number 1, series of 2026 of the Sangguniang Barangay of San Isidro, Tagum City, operative and effective upon its approval.
Councilor Rubinos.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Since all members were already given a copy of resolution number 629, 630, and 631, and given that they are the same in nature, I move for an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection. Therefore, the reading of the full text of these three resolutions are dispensed with.
I move for its approval on second reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Discussion, Madam Officer, that the Office of the City Budget, through Ms. Karen A. Hinteles, CPA, the City Budget Officer, has caused the necessary review and evaluation through their letter and certification stating, among others, that the Barangay Supplemental Budget for calendar year 2026 of Barangays San Isidro, Bingkungan, and Nueva Ferza had complied with the provision of RA 7160 and other budget circulars. And during the committee meeting last April 15, 2026, the members of the committee recommended that the minutes of the barangay session during the deliberation of their supplemental budget should be attached and also to the upcoming supplemental budget of every barangay. Minutes of the barangay session should be attached on their proposed supplemental budget. And lastly, the members of the joint committee recommended that the supplemental budget of barangays San Isidro, Bingkungan, and Nueva Ferza be approved for second and final reading. That's all, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that information. Proceed to the amendments.
Amendments, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members present be co-proponents.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Catayas, Rillion, and Aala. There being no objection, therefore all members shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move that this be approved for second and final reading, Madam Presiding Officer.
Moved by Councilor Rubino, seconded by Councilors Aala, Catayas, and Rillion. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore resolution number 628, 629, 630, and 631 are approved on second and final reading. Next item.
Next item is resolution number 632, a resolution authorizing the city mayor, Honorable Meiti Uy, to sign and accept in behalf of the city government of Tagum the absolute deed of donation from Mary June Suay Baguio Ganya et al. For a road right-of-way located in Barangay Agupo North, Tagum City, Davao del Norte.
Councilor Kaasi is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Since resolutions number 632 and 63 are of in the same nature, I move to present an omnibus motion to dispense with the reading of its full text. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, the reading of its full text is dispensed with.
I move for their approval on second reading, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Just a short discussion, Madam Chair. The committee discussed the proposed donations of parcel of land. The donation by Mary June Suay Baguio Ganya et al. Involves one parcel of land designated as a road right-of-way identified as Lot Number 1, PCS 11-003026, which is a road covered by TCT number T158387 with a total land area of 450 square meters. All requirements and supporting documents have been submitted and the parcel is already developed and currently used by the public as an access road. Meanwhile, the donation by Ronaldo M. Sagulo consists of 2 parcels of land designated as alley or a road right-of-way, specifically on Lot 8J, an alley, PSD-11-16537, covered by TCT number 142-202-400-5715 in an area of 523 square meters, and Lot 8-K, which is also an alley, with an area of 181 square meters respectively, with combined total land area for the donation of Mr. Reynaldo M. Sagulo of 704 square meters. All requirements and supporting documents have fully submitted and attached for reference or copies of the draft deed of donation and draft resolutions, which are the special power of attorney, legal opinion, transfer certificate of title, sketch plan, and site pictorials and location map.
Thank you for that information. Councilor Kaasi, proceed.
Amendments, Madam Chair, that to inscribe that on the contracting parties for both resolution to inscribe resolutions number 632 and 633. I so move, Madam Chair.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi to insert the numbers under Sangguniang Panglungsod resolution numbers 632 and 633 respectively. Seconded by Councilor Catayas, Aala, Revita, Elliot, and Rillion. There being no objection, these amendments are approved.
Another amendment, Madam Chair, that on the last portion of the absolute deed of the nation, a resolve further shall be read as follows, that this piece of resolution shall be copy furnished to City Assessor's Office and to the donors, Madam Chair. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, that amendment is hereby approved.
Lastly, Madam Chair, that all members physically present shall be co-proponent.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. There being no objection, all members physically present shall be co-proponents of these 2 resolutions.
Lastly, Madam Chair, I move for their approval on second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Kaasi, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Aala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Uy Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Coquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members being in favor, therefore, resolution number 632 and 633 are approved on second and final reading. Last item under unassigned business.
Next, Madam President, we have resolution number 634, a resolution authorizing the City Mayor Honorable Ray T. Uy to enter into and sign for and in behalf of the City Government of Tagum the Memorandum of Agreement with the Department of Transportation for the implementation of the Active Transport Program in Tagum City and for other purposes.
Councilor Coquilla is recognized.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. Attached, Madam Presiding Officer, to the item under certified urgent of this 38th regular session is the resolution, draft resolution number 634 series 2026 with the title as presented by the Secretary to the Sangguniang, and considering that all members have already read the content of this draft resolution, I therefore move to dispense the reading of its full text.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilors Kaasi, Catayas, and Rubinos. There being no objection, that motion is hereby approved.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, for approval for second reading.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Catayas. Any discussion?
Just for a brief presentation, Madam Presiding Officer, that this budget, this allocated budget amounting to 28 million rather, 200,000 was the budget from the appropriation of the General Appropriation Act, GAA of 2025, which as a part of the 60 million budget of the entire country. And the city government of Tagum is again very thankful to the Department of Transportation for choosing Tagum City as the city that be again be extended with the financial assistance and or the transfer of fund of 28,200,000, and this will be exclusively be for the active we call it as the infrastructure projects for the development of our active infrastructure for active transport and walking paths, so that this would be again, the purpose is and this would be again included among others is the provision for bike lanes and other markings for walking paths within Tagum City. So with this, Madam Presiding Officer, this presentation together with the members of the committee decided under the amendment portion that there would be a new resolve order that it would be the responsibility of the city architect and the city planning office to ascertain the location with approval of the local chief executive, the coverage of the project, and the costing of which shall be judiciously be scoped, or under the new government procurement law, Madam Presiding Officer, that the costing will be properly scoped by the Bids and Awards Committee, or scoping procedure must be duly undertaken. A proper canvas for the suppliers the available suppliers of the city, and shall be in conformity with all the existing laws that covering for the utilization of this fund. So, meaning to say, Madam Presiding Officer, we are reserving this amendment to the resolved order. Again, Madam Presiding Officer, this is very, again, it's timely for us because the city government of Tagum has already established our median and or we call it islands and concreting of other parts of the island service roads. Again, this will complement so that this will be finally be identified at the same time, be used by the public as a bike lane, active for walking and other purposes, Madam Presiding Officer. So again, since the fund was from the Department of Transportation, we are very thankful to DOTR for providing us this amount, 28,200,000 pesos. Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer.
Thank you for that information, Councilor Padilla. Any queries from the members? There being none, proceed to the amendment.
On the amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that there shall be a new resolve order. Allow me to read. Resolve order, it shall be the responsibility of the City Architect's Office and the City Planning Office to ascertain the location, coverage of the project with approval of the local Chief Executive, instituting the proper scoping of prices that would be incorporated in the preparation for the program of works, and the project identification shall be in conformity to all existing laws governing this project. I so move for its amendment.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Eliot, Ala, Catayas, and Revita. Is there any discussion? Amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none. Therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
Resolved furthermore that the full stipulation of the memorandum agreement be as follows. I so move, Madam Presiding Officer, that the content of memorandum agreement will be considered as part of the resolve furthermore. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Coquilla, seconded by Councilor Ala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
And on the contracting party, City Government of Tagum, Madam Presiding Officer, that the blank city City Resolution be substituted to Sangguniang Panglungsod Resolution number 634 Series 2026. And hereafter referred to as CG Tagum. I so move for its amendment.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilor Ala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, therefore, that amendment is hereby approved.
And on the last portion, Madam Presiding Officer, for the witnesses, it shall be for the City Government of Tagum signed in the presence of witness by the City Planning and Development Officer as witness, and representative from the witness of the DOTR was already inscripted. For the witnesses will be, for the City of Tagum will be the City Planning and Development Officer. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilor Revita. Is there any discussion, amendment to the amendment, objection to the amendment? There being none, that amendment is hereby approved.
And consideration for result finally, Madam Presiding Officer, that will be run as follows. Result finally, that copy of this draft resolution, including the a copy of this draft resolution, of this resolution be furnished to the Department of Transportation and to all offices concerned for their information and guidance. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilors Salazar and Ala. Is there any discussion, amendment, objection? There being none, therefore that amendment is hereby approved.
And another amendment, Madam Presiding Officer, that all stipulations under this draft resolution number 634 Series 2026 be subjected to form and style. I so move.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilors Kaasi and Ala. There being no objection, therefore the stipulations in this memorandum of agreement and resolution shall be subject to form and style.
I move, Madam Presiding Officer, that all members of the Sangguniang Panglungsod physically present be co-proponent of this resolution.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilor Ala. There being no objection, therefore all members physically present shall be co-proponents of this resolution.
I move finally that this be approved for second and final reading.
Moved by Councilor Cuquilla, seconded by Councilor Ala. Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Cuquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Lemos, Councilor Wakan, and Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members are in favor.
All members present being in favor.
Madam
Yes,
President,
Councilor.
since Councilor Limos is out, it should be noted that he cannot vote it if he is not around, so it would be recorded as out during the voting.
Really noted, Councilor Cuquilla. Since all members present are in favor, therefore, resolution number 634 is approved on second and final reading. Let us now proceed to measures on third reading.
On third reading, we have appropriation ordinance number 1, an ordinance appropriating the amount of 264,327,936 pesos and 12 centavos only to defray payment of expenditures embodied in supplemental budget number 1 under the general fund for calendar year 2026.
Those who are in favor, please raise your right hand.
In favor, Councilor Perez, Councilor Catayas, Councilor Ala, Councilor Rubinos, Councilor Elliot, Councilor Revita, Councilor Luis Salazar, Councilor Kaasi, Councilor Cuquilla, Councilor Ong, Councilor Wakan, Councilor Rillion. Madam President, all members present are in favor except for Councilor Lemos, who was out during the voting.
Since all members present are in favor, therefore appropriation ordinance number 01, series of 2026 is hereby approved on third reading. Announcements? Councilor Coquilla.
Thank you, Madam Presiding Officer. As requested by the chairperson and as member of the Committee on Laws, requested by the chairperson of Committee on Peace and Order, that comes April 23, 2026 at 9 o'clock in the morning at E Park will be the conduct of the public hearing for the purpose of presenting the revised ordinance for the establishment and operation of Tagum City Peacekeepers Organization and providing its duties and responsibilities and funds thereof. So there will be two sessions, one in the morning, 9 o'clock, and in the afternoon, 2 o'clock at E Park on April 23. So all members of the Sangguniang are invited to be there and support for during the deliberation and or during the public hearing. We will be hearing views, opinion from the members of the peacekeepers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Some more announcements? There being none, if there is no objection from the floor, the chair will now declare the adjournment of session. There being no objection, session is now adjourned. Dapat ang mga bata? Lakaw na.